I mean for women, I'm sorry. Uh, the face, I say, and the palms, not the hands here. I didn't say the hands or the arms. I say the palms and the face, the aura for women. And the one for men, I've clearly said, is between the navel to the knee. That is where it is. So if someone uncovers it now, the salah is null and void. The other one is also turning away from the qibla. Turning away from the qibla. You know very well in Kenya, the qibla is to the north. The qibla that we face when praying is to the north. And you must face the qibla. If you turn away from the qibla, then your salah is also null and void. And you know where the qibla is, your salah is also null and void. The other point also is making unnecessary movement. Making unnecessary movement. As we say when we are praying, we are standing in front of Allah. You will see someone who is praying and he makes an and then he does a lot of movements that are not required as far as it's concerned, the prayer is concerned. So if you make unnecessary movement or touching parts of the body, which is not a good thing while you are standing in front of Allah. We also have now leaving out a pillar or a condition of salat without a good reason. If you leave a pillar of salah without a good reason, it will also nullify your salah. A good example, earlier on, we have said, when we are talking about the significance of sunnah prayers, we said very well, among the points that we have said is, it covers our mistakes that we made in faral prayers. If it covers the mistakes that we made in faral prayers, here now this point that we are talking about where we're saying nullifiers of salah, where we say leaving a pillar of salah or a condition of salah without a good reason, that one also will nullify your salah. We also have another point that we say now, remember very well also when we're talking about when we are in salah, when we are mostly in congregation in jama'ah prayer, there is the imam and the ma'muma. The imam is the person who is leading the prayer, and the ma'muma are the followers. So, there's not even one anywhere where the ma'muma is supposed to overtake the imam. So if you overtake the imam, then your salah is also null and void. How can a ma'muma overtake the imam? For example, the imam wants to make a ruku'. And then, before he even did it, you did it before him. The imam wants to make a sujood, prostration. But before he did it, you went ahead of him. So overtaking the imam also will nullify your prayer. That's where the purpose of the imam. We are supposed to follow him. He's a leader and we are supposed to follow him. So if you overtake the imam also, your salah is null and void. The other aspect where also will nullify your salah is say the salam before the salah is completed. Say the salam before completion of the salah. That's also what will nullify your salah. So the salam, remember very well, salah starts with takbirah. The takbiratul ihram, Allahu Akbar. It starts with takbiratul ihram and it ends with taslim. That is the making of salam. Taslim. So where you're in the process of tashahud and the salam now. The above actions now will spoil our salah. And it will force us to repeat the salah if we make such mistakes. Okay, let me peruse once and for all now. Let me mention one by one again, since I've explained. The first one we have said, talk or laugh while in salah. If someone talks or laughs while in salah. Eat or drink while in prayer. And cover our private baths. Remember very well, we say private baths are the auras. And the auras for men, we say from the navel to the knee. The aura for women, we said the entire body, the whole body, except the face and the palms. We also said turning away from the Qibla. Turning away from the Qibla will also make your salah to be null and void. Making unnecessary movement while in prayer will also make your salah null and void. Leave out a pillar of salah without a good reason. Leaving out a pillar of salah without a good reason will also make your salah to be not accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to repeat your salah. Also we talked about and we said overtaking the imam. Doing actions before the imam will also make your salah in problems now. Say the salam before completing the salah. You say salam before completing the salah will also make your salah to be in problems now. And all these actions we have said very well are supposed to be followed to the letter. And that's the part of the nullifiers of salah. Our next part also that we will be discussing will be now the optional base now. The optional base, or what we term as sunnah ghusl. Sunnah ghusl. We are not talking about, when we are talking about the optional base, remember very well, Islam is a religion of cleanness. Islam is a religion of cleanness. It calls upon all Muslims now to observe cleanness. Islam is a religion of cleanness, and it calls all Muslims to observe cleanness. Prayers are not accepted. Prayers are not accepted if someone didn't fulfill these three conditions. Before you observe prayer, you must make sure that the body, the clothes, and the place of prayer are. Before you observe a prayer, your body must be clean. What do I mean? If you are in a state of impure, maybe janaba, then you take what we call sunnah ghusl, sunnah bath, or sunnah ghusl. The clothes also must be clean. The clothes also must be clean. The place that you are performing the prayer must also be clean. Remember very well the Prophet ﷺ said, will come and pray, but Allah will not accept his prayer. Prayer yake. Why? Then the Sahabas asked, and the Prophet ﷺ said, this person, whatever he ate, he gained through haram source, or he gained lawful means. What he's eating, what is in his stomach, is haram. What he or she is wearing, she is wearing, or he is wearing, he also obtained through haram source. Now Allah has no over such person. And then now, we had now what we call sunnah ghusl. Now, what we are talking about was sunnah ghusl. Now we will discuss about situations now that will make someone to perform sunnah ghusl. The situations or the occasions now that will make someone to perform sunnah ghusl. So ghusl we said is sunnah base, and The first one now is before Friday prayer. Before Friday prayer. Remember very well in Islam, we have the two main Eids, Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. But the Prophet ﷺ emphasized Friday, where he termed Friday important. Friday is very important. So before Friday prayer, a person must perform Sunnah Qusul, Sunnah Beth, before he goes to the mosque. The second one is before Eid prayers. Before the two Eid prayers, since Eid is a day of happiness, you must also perform Sunnah Beth. It's recommended also for a Muslim to perform Sunnah Beth. We also have before eclipse prayers. We have learned earlier where we said the eclipse of the moon and the eclipse of the sun. Before you perform any prayer of the two eclipses, a person also is recommended to perform Sunnah Ghusl. We also have before istisqa. Remember very well we say istisqa is the prayer for rain. Prayer for rain. So you want to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you rain. And you can't raise your hands up. You can't ask Allah something if you are not impure. If you are impure, I mean. If you are not clean, so you must be in a state of clean. You must be clean, whatever. Also we have now before Faral Prayer. Remember very well, the Sunnah Ghusl is not must. It is Sunnah, optional. It's not must. So before Faral Prayer also, you can perform Sunnah Ghusl. On converting to Islam, this person was not a Muslim, but he loved and he embraced Islam. He became a Muslim. So, before converting to Islam now, such person also must be in a state of purity. He must perform also Sunnah Ghusl. After washing the dead, remember very well, after washing the deceased or the dead person, the person who is attending to the deceased or the dead person also, whenever it's done, it is also recommended to take Sunnah Ghusl, Sunnah Beth. After regaining from consciousness, maybe someone faints?
Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, Malimu.
Please give me a moment. I talk to two students here.
Okay.
Juwairia and Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalif. Can you please make sure you stay on camera? And make sure you start your video so that I can monitor you from here. Thank you so much. And all the other students, make sure you're facing the camera, that you're being seen clearly, and listen to the teacher very, very attentively. Thank you so much. We are waiting for Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalif. Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalif, can you do that right now? And never do that again. Thank you so much, Malimu. You can continue.
Okay, Malimu. After now regaining from consciousness, for example, you fainted, and now there are many openings of the body. Maybe in the process of fainting, something came out from your mouth, maybe you vomit, maybe anything can come out from any opening. As a result of that pain, and it's also recommended for you to perform Sunnah Ghusl after regaining from unconsciousness. So from consciousness. So we also have before Ihram, before you put Ihram. Ihram is a white sheet or a piece of cloth that the pilgrims, people going for Hajj or Umrah, wear. So before you being in a state of Ihram, before you put that white sheet of cloth for you to perform Umrah or Hajj, you must also perform Sunnah Ghusl. That's Ihram. Before Tawaf, going round the Kaaba, Remember very well, the Kaaba is the holy place. So before going round the Kaaba, you should also be in a state of ghusl. It's also good. It's not must, but it is good. So before sa'i is running between Safa and Marwa. Running between Safa and Marwa. To commemorate the act done by Nabiullah Ibrahim and Ismail when Hajra was running between Safa and Marwa. Also, whenever you are running between Safa and Marwa, these points also, we are saying it mostly apply to pilgrims wale wameenda Makkah. So, before doing sa'i, it's when you are also supposed to perform, it's also good to perform sunnah ghusl. On entering the city of Makkah, on entering the city of Makkah. So on entering the city of Makkah, you can also perform sunnah ghusl. We also have, on entering Medina, you also perform sunnah ghusl. Before standing at Arafah, you also perform, it's also good to perform sunnah ghusl. And also before throwing papers at Jamarat, the pillars of Satan, we call the pillars of Satan, the Jamarat, before throwing pebbles as small stones, before throwing stones. Um, so we also perform Musdalifah before sleeping at Musdalifah. All this, the Sa'i, the Tawab, the Ihram, Musdalifah, all these points also, inshallah, if God says the soul yes to us, we will discuss in grade 7, in class 7 and 8, inshallah. So, all those points that I've discussed with you are occasions that you can perform sunnah ghusl or sunnah bath. Now, there is also a way to perform the sunnah bath. There is also a way to perform the sunnah bath. We will go now to the sunnah act of the bath now. The sunnah act of the ghusl. What you are supposed to perform, how you are supposed to do. We also discuss some also. Before you do the sunnah bath or before you do the ghusl, it's good to say, it's good to begin by saying Bismillah. It's good to begin by saying Bismillah. As every action that you do, start with Bismillah. So you say Bismillah. You also perform wudu before taking the sunnah bath. You can perform wudu before taking the sunnah bath. You scrub the whole body thoroughly. Make sure the water touch every part of the body. So there's also another sunnah act. It's not must, but it's a sunnah act of ghusl. You start with the right, then come to the left again. So you start with the right side and come to the left again. You can also wash 3 times each side. All those now are also the sunnah act of ghusl. The sunnah act of ghusl. That's as far as also it's concerned with the optional bath or the sunnah bath. Remember very well I've said, and you must know these points very clearly, before you perform any prayer, you must come up with the 3 conditions. Those are very, very essential and they are very, very good. I said the body, the clothes, and the place of prayer must be clean. We have learned earlier najasat and hadath very well. So how to cleanse from najasat, and also we have learned very well. So those 3 are very, very important. Uh, Now let me ask you some questions now. I would like to ask
Mr.
you
Mohammed,
questions. Yes, Malimu.
Malimu, before you ask questions, let me tell the students one more announcement.
Okay, Malimu.
From where I am, I can see every student from where I am. So if there is any noise from where you are seated, or you are not facing the camera properly, or you are looking sideways, or you are playing at your home, I can see you. And actually, I'm recording everything that's going on in the class. So make sure, and I'm going to repeat for the last time, make sure you are seated in a place where there is no noise, and you sit properly facing the camera with no interruptions. Because everybody and what you are doing, I'm recording you right now, and from there on, every lesson is going to be like that. My video, hata ukisema sikuwa nafanya hivi, I will show you the video of what you are doing. Sawa sawa? So please, and please, and please, I'm not going to repeat again. Let us be attentive in class. Let us make sure we listen to the teacher very, very carefully. And after the end of every lesson, we are going to ask questions. So if you cannot answer the questions, that means you are not listening carefully. So we are not just going to let you be like that. We are also going to do punishments, and we are going to actually tell your parents to send you to school because all the teachers are here. So please do not misbehave while you are in class. And for those students who are not showing us their videos sometimes, this is your last warning. When you enter the class, you must make sure your video is on so that we can monitor from here. Thank you so much. Malim, we can start the questions now. Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, Malim, I'm hearing you.
Haya, unataka kuuliza nani swali?
Malimu, let me ask question to Hamza Ahmed.
Hamza Ahmed.
Hamza Ahmed.
So give me a moment. Hi, Hamza, you are ready to speak? Mwalimu muulize swali. Hamza is ready.
Yes, Hamza.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me 5 nullifiers of Salah.
Talking or laughing.
Talking or laughing.
Eating or drinking.
Eating or drinking.
Uncover your private parts.
Uncovering your private parts.
Facing away from the Qibla.
Facing away or turning away from the Qibla.
Overtaking the Imam.
Overtaking the Imam. Very good, Hamza. Very good, Hamza. Very good.
That was a very good answer. Thank you so much. Mwalimu, unataka kuuliza nani mwingine because I want to give him the microphone.
Salwa Muhammad, Malim. Salwa Muhammad.
Salwa Muhammad, are you ready to answer any questions?
Yes.
Haya, mwalimu anakusikia. Tafadhali, go ahead.
Okay, Salwa Muhammad. Salwa, are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, we have discussed about the optional bet, yes?
Yes.
Tell me 3 occasions in which a person can perform optional bet or sunnah ghusl. 3 occasions. Salwa? Yeah, 3 occasions in which a person can perform sunnah ghusl or sunnah bet.
After washing janasa.
After washing the dead, janaza,
Slaughtering.
Mwalimu, give me a very few minutes. I sort something out.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Who are you?
And what if we are praying and we didn't cover our legs?
What if we are praying and we didn't cover what?
Our legs. What will happen?
Our, so for men,
For women,
women,
I can't hear you.
Teacher,
yes.
is there any optional bath in marriage?
Any
Is there an optional bath in marriage?
optional bath to marriage?
In marriage?
Marriage.
Yes.
When some, uh, uh, no, what I've said is, okay. What I'm saying is, the occasions where you perform sunnah ghusl are the ones that I've mentioned earlier. But when there is the act of marriage, it's a legal union. When the husband and the wife, maybe, they do the jama'ah or the coming together, optional bath is always there. After they do the act, they will do when they want to pray, they must perform sunnah bath or sunnah ghusl. It is must for them to perform sunnah ghusl also. Okay? That's also a situation in which also sunnah ghusl is applicable also. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Kuuliza swali nani?
Yes, Malimu, let me also ask a question to Muhammad Hussein Malimu.
Muhammad Hussein?
Muhammad Hussein, are you there?
Yes, he's there, Malimu.
Muhammad Hussein, I want to ask you a question. I want you to tell me the difference between Qusuf and Khusuf.
and khusuf it is
Please speak up.
Speak, Muhammad.
khusuf you must perform before going to Friday prayers.
No. Muhammad,
Yeah.
Khusuf and Khusuf are sunnah prayers that we perform. Are we together?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the difference. Which one is the eclipse of the sun? Which one is the eclipse of the moon?
And khusuf it is the solar eclipse, and khusuf it is the
So,
eclipse of the moon.
KU is the eclipse of the moon or the sun?
The sun.
Okay, and KHU is the eclipse of the moon, yeah?
Yes.
Very good, Muhammad. Very good, very good. Malimu, let me ask the final question to Roman Malimu.
Malimu, before we go to Roman, I have Sabrin who has something to say. Let me
Okay.
unmute her first.
Okay, Malimu.
Teacher,
Yes, Sabrin.
what if we are praying and we didn't cover our legs for women? What will happen?
Okay. I remember very well I've told you when I was talking about the aura. I said the aura of a women is the whole body, except the face and the palms. No shortcut, Sabrin, no shortcut. You must cover your legs. You must cover your legs. It is must for you to cover your legs. So your salah will be incomplete. Are we together?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. The dress that we are wearing must cover the entire legs. It should be long to make sure your salah will not have any problem. Yeah, it's must, Roman. You must cover it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, Roman.
Kama una swali inua mkono. Naona Ilhan ameinua mkono. Ilhan, can you go ahead?
Teacher, what if you are wearing a long dress and it's transparent? Transparent.
It is transparent.
Yes.
Or you are wearing a long dress, but the dress is transparent, yeah? Okay, now it depends where
Yes.
you are. It depends where you are. Maybe when you are talking about the dress for men and the dress for women, we say women are allowed to wear silk clothes. Those are transparent or those clothes. But now when you are praying, remember very well, we said you are standing in front of Allah. You are standing in front of Allah. So the dress you are wearing must cover your nakedness. Must cover all your nakedness. So which means now, when you are standing in front of Allah, you can't do the way you want. You wear a dress that will cover your aura. If your aura is seen, which means you are not performing any prayer. Yeah. Very good. That's how it should be. Are you okay?
Yes.
Very good.
Ruwaida, come up.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, Ruwaida, how are you?
I'm fine.
What is your question?
What about if you are praying and you have seen some small insects?
Oh, you are praying and you saw some small insects.
That is dangerous.
That is dangerous. Okay, Roman, Ruwaida, remember very well there are some things that you can leave the prayer and come back again. For example, if you saw a snake like the buff adder, for example, you kill and you come back to the prayer. Scorpion also, that's what the Prophet also taught us. But if maybe I know very well, they are not scary as such, you continue with your prayer. You continue with your prayer and come back to you continue with your prayer and finish.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't just go out of the prayer anyhow. The small insects are not such scary.
Hi, Malimu, and I want to tell Abdurrahman Ahmed Khalif, can you please make sure you are seated, stop moving around. Anybody with a question? Inua mkono, you can raise your hand. Na usinue ile mkono ya juu ati hivi. Unainua na ile ya computer, si ndio? Ile ya simu. Iqra, do you have any question? So if you don't have a question, we will ask you a question. Jueria amenua mkono, let's give her a chance. Jueria, come up. Jueria, talk to us.
Hey.
Come up again.
What about if I have a short? I'm praying with a short dress and a socks.
Oh, you are praying with a short dress and a socks, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing, Joeria. In our religion, Joeria, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
In our religion, there are no excuses. If you come up with flaming excuses, those are the things that will make you go out of the religion so easily. So the Prophet ﷺ said so, and you are supposed to follow the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ. Leave those excuses. Dresses are there, and they are very long. If you continue with these excuses now, you will come up with your own things where you will say tomorrow, I will pray while I'm naked even. So what you are supposed to make sure is, we follow the teachings of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if there are socks there, it is part of the dress. It is part of the dress. Yeah, and the socks must reach somewhere very high. Yeah, that is also allowed. But short dresses are not mostly allowed.
Thank you. Let me give a chance to Iqra. She has a question to ask.
Yes, teacher. Is there another name of Salatul Duha?
Salatu, yeah, we say Salatu Duha has the name is mid-morning prayer. Mid-morning prayer. When I'm saying mid, ni katikati. Yeah, for example, you can pray. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So, Duha prayer, you can perform from morning to noon, yeah?
Okay.
So the other name is, I say it is called mid-morning.
Prayers.
Mid-morning prayer, correct, mid-morning prayer. That's the other name. Good.
Thank you, Malim. And I have Mohammed Hussein come up. Yes, Mohammed Hussein. Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Malimu istisqar, how many rak'ahs have?
Oh, istikhara.
Yeah.
Oh, istikhara. Remember very well we say istikhara is prayer for guidance. Prayer for guidance. You want to get maybe the blessings of Allah, or maybe you are in problem and you want Allah to ease your problem. For example, a good example is when we say, when you are going to a long journey, when you are getting married, or maybe when you want to start a business. So it mostly comprises of 2 rak'at. Mostly it comprises of 2 rak'at. Good, Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your question. Let me give a chance to Amina. Amina, talk to us.
How many rak'ahs does it have the sunnah prayer that we enter the masjid?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. I forgot to mention that first. First, the prayer that you perform when you're entering the mosque. Remember very well, the mosque is the house of Allah. If, for example, today I come to your house, I'm visiting you, I can't just come into your house. I must knock the door and come in. Likewise, it's the same. When you're entering into the house of Allah, you must greet. I greet with 2 raka'ah sunnah prayer that we call Tahiyyatul Masjid, a visit to the mosque. It has 2 raka'ah. Very good, Amina, for reminding us that.
Thank you so much for your question. Let me give a chance to Sumaya Mustafa.
Mualimu,
Yes, Sumaya.
how perform the sunnah prayer?
Which sunnah prayer, Sumaya? Duha.
Yeah.
2 raka'at at a time. You can pray 2 raka'ah. I say you can pray 4, you can pray 6, you can pray 8, yeah?
Okay.
Up to 12 even. You pray 2 raka'at, make salam, another 2 if you want. That's how we perform mostly.
Thank you so much. Let me give a chance to Sundus.
Yeah. Hello, teacher.
Yes, Sundus, I'm hearing you.
Teacher, can you pray to at 12 something?
No, it can't go beyond noon. Because if we reach noon, it is already duhur time. So it is before noon. It is before noon. That's why we call mid-morning prayer mostly. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give a chance to Sabrine.
Teacher,
Yes, Sabrine.
what if I didn't pray so and Duha prayer? What will happen?
No, duha prayer we say is a sunnah prayer. It's not a compulsory prayer. Are we together? Sabrine,
Okay.
it is a sunnah prayer.
So, teacher.
Yeah, but if you pray continuously, it is also good to continue praying it again. It's not good to stop. It's not good to stop. Remember very well also I've discussed earlier with you the Tarawih prayer where I've said when the Prophet ﷺ first performed the Tarawih prayer, he came to the mosque the first night he prayed, and then the second night some Sahabas joined him, and the third night he never came. And then the Sahabas asked, "O Prophet of Allah, why did you not turn to the mosque?" The Prophet ﷺ told them, "I feared for you." Because the revelation was still coming, the wahi was still coming, and the Prophet told them that I feared that Tarawih will be made compulsory like the other Faral Salah. That's why the Prophet also advised the Sahabas to pray at home. Good question.
Oh, I remember you thought that.
Yes.
Hi, anybody else with a question? Because I cannot see any hand up. Roman? Roman, go ahead. Roman, can you unmute yourself? Roman, yes?
Yes, Roman.
How many rakahs do you pray in midnight prayer?
Roman, I'm not hearing you. Come up again.
Fatima and Abdurrahman Jimale. Fatima.
How many rakahs do you play in midnight prayer?
Late night prayer.
Yes.
Night prayer, Salatu Tahajjud. Remember very well, I told you, the Prophet ﷺ mostly observed 8 rak'at and the 3 witr. Remember we say witr is the last prayer. So 8, and also during the time of Khalifa Abu Bakr Umar, I also told you that they also performed Tahajjud 20 rak'at. So, but mostly what we perform 8 plus the 3 of the witr. That's how you're supposed to do it.